A terrifying flash in the desert sky, then a deafening roar. Iran has done the unthinkable, firing a barrage of missiles directly at U.S. military bases in Qatar and Iraq. But this wasn't just a military maneuver. This was a calculated, high-risk message to the world. We are no longer staying silent. The missiles struck without warning. Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, home to over 10,000 U.S. and coalition troops, was pounded in the dead of night. Alarms screamed as soldiers scrambled for cover. Moments later, Ain al-Assad Air Base in western Iraq was hit too. Its runways torn apart, vehicles set ablaze, and communication systems crippled. Initial reports confirmed both injuries and fatalities among American and coalition forces, but the exact toll remains classified. So why now? Why this bold, unprecedented strike? Just days before, Israeli fighter jets carried out a precision airstrike deep inside Tehran, targeting the infamous Evin prison, a place synonymous with Iran's political oppression and state secrets. That prison wasn't just a symbol, it held intelligence officials, Revolutionary Guard insiders, and high-profile political detainees. Iran's leadership, especially Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei, considered it a red line. The strike was seen as more than a violation. It was a humiliation. Iran blamed not just Israel but the United States, accusing it of providing intelligence, refueling support, and strategic guidance. In retaliation, Tehran launched Operation Martyr's Vow, a direct strike on American soil in the Middle East, a dangerous escalation that shattered years of fragile deterrence. Around the world, governments reacted in shock. President Biden called it an act of aggression and ordered all Central Command units in the region to DEFCON 2, the second highest military readiness level. The UN Security Council held an emergency session where heated debates broke out between Western diplomats and Iranian allies. Meanwhile, U.S. aircraft carriers moved into the Persian Gulf, and B-52 bombers were dispatched from Diego Garcia, circling silently over the region. A chilling reminder that retaliation was not just possible, but likely. Inside Iran, state media celebrated the attack. Streets in Tehran and Qom filled with crowds chanting anti-American slogans, waving flags, and praising the Revolutionary Guard. But behind the nationalist facade, fear was growing. Iranian families stocked up on supplies, expecting Israeli or American retaliation at any moment. Civil defense drills were held in multiple cities. Underground bunkers were quietly open. Meanwhile, in the U.S., a different kind of grief unfolded. A mother in North Carolina received a knock on her door, the kind every military family dreads. Her son, a 23-year-old Marine stationed in Qatar, was among the missing. In Iraq, local villagers near the base awoke to find their homes flattened by shockwaves. A child's toy lay buried in rubble. And in Iran, quiet funerals were held for the missile engineers and IRGC officials who died in retaliatory drone strikes the next day. This was no longer a shadow war. It was now burning in full view of the world. What comes next could determine the course of the Middle East for years. Intelligence agencies believe Iran may not stop here. Cyber attacks on Western infrastructure have already begun, with U.S. oil companies, banks, and airports reporting suspicious breaches. Iran's proxies, Hezbollah in Lebanon and militias in Syria, have so far remained quiet, but experts say it's only a matter of time before they are activated. Meanwhile, Israel has declared full mobilization of its military. Over 100,000 reservists have been called up. Iron Dome and Arrow defense systems are active around the clock. Jerusalem has warned that any future strikes from Tehran will be met with a response the world will never forget. The region is now a powder keg, and the fuse is burning. But the question is, who will light the final spark? Could it be an errant missile, a misinterpreted radar signal, or a cyber attack misattributed in the fog of war? One wrong move, and the conflict could erupt into a full-blown regional war involving not just Iran and Israel, but Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and even NATO forces. This wouldn't be just another Middle Eastern conflict. This would be a global tremor, shaking oil prices, economic markets, and political alliances across continents. Yet amid the fire and fear, there are flickers of resistance, people choosing peace over power. In Tel Aviv, hundreds gather with signs that read, "Not in our name." In Tehran, brave protesters light candles and call for diplomacy. Around the world, voices rise demanding that leaders choose negotiation over devastation. But will they be heard in time? The machinery of war is already in motion, and history has shown how hard it is to stop once the gears begin to turn. We are watching not just a geopolitical standoff, but a test of human restraint. A moment where power, pride, and politics collide, and millions of lives hang in the balance. So now we ask, is this the beginning of a war that will define our generation, or the brink of something even darker? As the dust settles for now, we wait for the next move. One thing is certain, the world has changed. If this video helped you understand what's really happening beneath the headlines, if it gave you a deeper look into the lives behind the conflict, then please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more global conflict updates. Because in a world this unstable, truth needs a voice, and sometimes that voice is yours.